I'm out here at Julie Abrams' house doing the flat roof inspection. A couple things that I definitely notice off the bat here, as you guys can see, we've got a 360 kind of panoramic view of trees that are just surrounding this entire property, right? So all that tree debris is collecting up on this roof. I wouldn't say that this is what is causing her issues. I'll show you what's causing her issues in a minute, but this is definitely something just from a maintenance standpoint that we'll need to just watch out for. You know, she's done a pretty good job of keeping this clean. She cleaned this off 2 days ago, and you can already kind of see how much has already fallen onto this roof. Where the leaks are actually coming from, the first one is coming from an interior wall, and which is right in line right here with this seam, these two seams, and I'm going to show you kind of what's going on. You can tell that there's been some patch repairs here. One, because this is a darker cap sheet than this one, so this one looks like something they sent out on the last repair they did out here. It looks like they laid this down and they sealed the seam up. Well, I can tell it's not working, obviously, because we have a leak here, and two, I can easily just come over here and just peel this stuff up. You know, I'm not sure if the seam itself is not adhering well. I don't know how much they overlapped it without just peeling this up and damaging the membrane. But obviously we've got some loose seam issues right here. See, here's another one where, again, I can just peel this back if I want to, and that's barely grabbing it. So that's obviously an issue. This is definitely where one of the leaks are, right kind of in this area. And what I'll do is try to mark it the best I can. So whenever whoever comes out can kind of quickly identify what's going on. Here's where the second one is, right by this skylight. You got two skylights up here. This one is closest to the road, is the one we need to look at. I can already tell where the issue is coming in at. You can see right here, this patch, right? And check this out. This corner is just done. So obviously there's some loose seams here, some issues where they've come in and just globbed some sealant on here. This right here, I can just stick my finger in. There's just some holes right here where water is definitely getting in. So there's your two leaks. You got one right here by the skylight, and you've got another one right here about the back side, kind of right in this general area where you see all that sealant kind of caked up on that fresh patch they did not too long ago. A couple other things I wanted to mention here. So we've got, I think, Wes, you were referring to this, a cap on the chimney or whatnot. This is kind of what that looks like. And you know, obviously there's some issues here with the seam kind of coming down. That's probably going to leak over time, especially in this area right here. So that's not leaking now, but just something to watch out for. So that's what that looks like. And then just so you know, this is kind of what the other roof looks like, the upper roof. Last thing I want to mention here, guys, as I pan over this roof, you can see how this roof slopes this way. You got all this tree debris up here that just collects, and all the water rushes down this way, right? Well, what happens when the water kind of kicks over this edge? Well, what you typically see here is gravel stop, and that's not what was installed. What was installed was just typical TPO, or just typical drip edge. So all that water that's eventually running down the slope, some of it's going to kick here and it's rolling off the side instead of staying maintained by that lip that the gutter or the gravel stop makes. So gravel stop definitely should have been installed here, 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 and down this entire slope right here. And then on the back side right here, where all that water eventually pours off, you got no gutter. So, you know, all this stuff, all this water right here is pouring off. Now on the back side of this, you can see this deck right here, right? So all that water, because there's no gutter, is pouring off the side here, and it's hitting her deck. Now, obviously that's been rotten for quite some time, but that's the reason why. She's got a lot of issues right there at the deck where water is just continuously pouring down on it. It's never getting dry, and it's just rotting out. So that's the issue. We need a gutter system right here and a possible downspout or two to control that water as it's running off this deck, or off this roof right here. Other than that, guys, that's really the only thing I see up here. Yeah.